talk racism in America. Subject that a lot of people won't touch on their YouTube channel, especially a new YouTube channel starting up. But I mean, just face it, man. There is racism in the United States. It's just a part of what we are. We could easily stamp out racism, but I don't think there's a real desire to stamp it out, or not necessarily a desire to stamp it out. It's just, I think it's just people don't know how to end racism. And my take, and my opinion on it is, how do I say this? Until a certain group, an age group pass away, you're never gonna end racism. Because racism is a learned event. Nobody, this not to sound good, nobody comes out the womb with racist tendencies, racist ideals, racist philosophies, racist incidents. And there's just more than white racists. There's black racists too. There's black people racist as fuck. I had to beat that out. But yeah, racism in America, it exists. I think until we acknowledge that it exists and have a real discussion about it, it's going to continue to exist. You're never going to get rid of it by trying to hide it. By not speaking about it. I mean, it is what it is. I was going to say something about it, but unfortunately my microvascular brain disease has kicked in and I don't forget what the hell I was going to say. But yeah, it's racism in America is a problem. But I don't think it's a problem as bad as the media presents it or makes it seem. I mean, because if we were going by and living by strictly what the media presents as the amount of racism in America, you really couldn't live next to your neighbors if they were a different race. If you just go by the media would have you believe, depends on which one you watch, the media would have you believe that we all need to arm up and get ready for a race war. And I'll tell you something, my neighbor, white guy, full beard, bald head, look like a skinhead, is cool as fuck. And the neighbor next to him is the same. I mean, until you get to know people, you can't just be going around judging people, I mean, they probably see me when I wear my hoodies. I come out, I look like I'm, black gangster, Black Panther ass, militant African, sword swinging Zulu warrior. But, when you get to know me, you get to talk to me, you realize, hell, I'm just as normal and humble as, Joe Nobody. So you got to get to know people, and you can't just go by what the media says, or you can't go by the fact that you elected a person that's potentially a racist. He does have racist tendencies, but I hesitate to call people racist without a little more information. I can tell you what I believe, but that's neither here or there. So you can't go strictly by what the media presents as the state of racism in America. And you can't go by what the internet presents either, because it is true that a lot of fake crap be on the internet. I'm gonna post something that I reposted before I had went to check to see if it was fake, and I put the whole post on there. And with the post, I admitted that I'm going to go and check this to make sure it's true, and just to show people how anybody can be goaded into believing that an issue occurred back in whatever year, or a certain thing was what it wasn't. You find on Facebook, especially Facebook, that a lot of stories that are on there, they're just not true, man. And we have to, as Americans, not black, not white, not Asian, not Indian, Chinese, as Americans, you're gonna have to start checking those sources. You know, Snopes it, Urban Legend it, look for it on prominent known website. Quit posting and reposting shit that hasn't been verified, because there's a certain sect, and not even a sect, there's a whole country, multiple countries, including Russia, other ISIS, a whole group of people that know that they can put that information out there, and Americans will eat it up, and we'll be chewing at the bits to harm each other. And you know, we acknowledge that, yeah, there's racism in America. It is what it is. It's there. You can't hide it. You can't run from it. It's there, but it is not at the level that you would believe if you just looked at the media. Because if that was the case, you just really couldn't even be around people. You couldn't leave your damn house, because you know you'd be under attack if you listen to the media. And I've learned that, man, check your sources, especially on Facebook. I think Facebook and all those media platforms have an obligation. Hold on, let me stop. Let me stop this right here. Why in the hell are we putting up another Walmart? Somebody explain this to me right here. Why is there another Walmart over in this neighborhood? There's 3 Walmarts over here. 3. All within 10 miles. Now that just pissed me off.
Calm down before you start to lose your hair.
I mean, come on, man. That's greed right there. Really? All right, back to the race. We'll talk about Walmart on a later date of time. But, yeah, truthfully, I have a lot of friends of all races, and we have real conversations about race. And I've been corrected, and I have corrected people on race. But the value of that is that we talk about it. Nobody gets upset and pissed off. You know, I will say some really, really nasty things about stuff I know that is true, that actually happened, and we'll discuss it. And we'll either agree or agree to disagree, but still have a discussion. And I think that's what's needed if we really ever want to come to some kind of reckoning or even a solution on racism. I don't think you're gonna ever get rid of it. I mean, there's a certain group of people, both white and black, that, yeah, they are racist. They're gonna forever be racist, and that's just what it is. And so, until they die off, they're gonna raise racist little kids. What you hope is, though, that the discussion that are being had, or that should be had, will take those same kids and make them realize that, you know, Grandpa was wrong. Grandpa was all fucked up. And that, my friend Pookie over here is cool as hell. Or little Jonathan over here there's nothing wrong with little Jonathan. We all raised a certain way, but the color of that person's skin has nothing to do with why I should or should not like them. I mean, sometimes a person's an asshole, well, you dislike them because they're an asshole, but not because their skin is a different color. And so, that's kind of my take on racism. Is it a problem? Yeah. Is it a problem? Man, that girl was cute. Is it a problem that, you see how easy I get sidetracked? Is it a problem to the point where we as a society need to be arming up and walking around with machetes and AR-15s and, Magnum gun? No. If you want to buy a gun, then okay, but it's not a race thing. You do have to be careful where you go. I don't care, who you are. You do have to be careful who you deal with. And it's just all about being safe, man. But you don't need to stop living just because there's some racists out here in this world. That's just dumb. Because they're not going to go away until we make them go away. And the only way we're going to make them go away is we talk about it, expose them, and just keep living. Keep talking to your neighbors, keep talking to your friends. Stop believing all the crap that's on the internet. Stop posting and sharing all this stuff on Twitter and on the internet. Stop worrying about Donald Trump, because Trump can only do what the powers that be let him do. If you really want to look at it, the president has very little power to do anything unless Congress let him do it, which right now I don't even think his own side like it that much. They're just using him for whatever reason. And so I say, man, just go out here, man, work, get to know your neighbors. If you don't like your neighbor because your neighbor is a butthead, that's cool. But don't just not like somebody because of the color they skin. Get to know them. White, black, green, blue, or don't get to know them, but still don't just assume that, just because that person's a certain color or looks a certain way, that person is racist. I think that's the biggest problem with America, is that we believe the media, and the media is very powerful, and the media controls a lot of what we see, do, believe, think. And the key to that is you need to think for yourself. Look at that mess, but still then think about it like, man, that's not really true. I don't care which news media you watch, CNN or Fox News or MSNBC or the Sunday morning talk shows. Those talking heads are getting paid to talk. You need to think. Think about what's being said, do your research. And above all else, don't judge people just by the color of their skin.